Well, it's a real concern because at the moment that is Greenbelt and it's floodplain and it absorbs the water that protects the neighbourhood. So when it rains hard, it floods. I don't think that Leeds City Council have the correct data as to how much it floods. I think it's irresponsible to even entertain laying thousands of tons of concrete and water tanks and things that will displace the groundwater and make matters worse for everyone.
I'm a geographer by background, so I do understand the way that different catchment systems work and so on. And my take on this is it doesn't matter whether they speed up the water slightly in terms of their engineers, they're clever engineers who are magically going to improve the drainage, or they slow it down. If they slow it down, the flooding here will get worse, and if they speed it up, then the poor people at Collingham and Linton, the flooding will be worse for them. And they seem to think that by building enormous tanks in the ground, they'll magically catch the floodwater. But of course the ground actually absorbs, which they're busy digging out to put tanks in, actually absorbs water. So we have very little faith in that.
But what worries me is that the flood levels are much higher than they suggest that they are. But it floods right up to our gate. Yes, I've collected these photographs over the years. You can see how the water comes right up. I mean, I'm sorry for the people who will be in those buildings, because they'll be flooded, surely.
In the morning, this is a very busy junction. An accident this week on the main road there, so access out onto the A58, which is at capacity in peak times, is very slow, and the East Rigton bank coming down is a very icy piece of road with 1 in 4 hill coming onto the main road.
We've found out that the Bramham estate are looking to develop on the field, and it's absolutely devastating because it's ripping the heart essentially out of what we moved here for.
The school.
Yeah.
We came here to start a family, and the school's already nearing capacity. And if they put another 150 houses on that field, then with that comes 5-bedroom houses. How many children? They're not going to fit in the school, and neither will our children.
We're also worried about the environment, the animals' life. Very worried about that, because we're losing a lot of flora and fauna, I think. It can be quite devastating. It's almost a monoculture of sparrows around here now. It's very sad. Sheep in the beck. We found 2 sheep in the beck recently. Drowned sheep.
I want my parents to be able to have a happy, peaceful, safe retirement where they're not going to be under untold amounts of stress and misery because of the decisions of one individual or a group of very elite individuals, right? So if they build on that Greenbelt plot of land at the back of where my parents live, the effects would be monstrous, right? And my parents don't have the means to move. So they are subject to whatever happens here. They are not going to be able to get an appointment at their local doctor's surgery. What a simple right is that? They've got 1 space available at that doctor's surgery, and there's going to be 150 houses on that plot of land. That's at least 300 people for 1 doctor's surgery. You know, I want my elderly parents to be able to get a checkup when they need one.
A spokesperson for Sandby Bardsey Limited at Bramham Park Estates, project manager for the development, said the proposals would contribute around £1 million through the Community Infrastructure Levy, the CIL, for the local authority to spend on any health, education and other infrastructure improvements required to service the new homes. Of this sum, £250,000 could be given directly to the parish council to spend. Could be given. These figures remind me of something. The concept is to put an investment in to upgrade and refurbish the Grade 1 listed buildings in the Bramham estate. Now, this estate is got something like 700 or so hectares in size, which my understanding is that it's well over 1.5 times the size of the whole of Wetherby as a market town. And so our village is going to be exploited really savagely in order for one family to have this hermetically sealed, beautiful palatial environment to be upgraded, where less than 300 people a year get to visit. So we decided to have a look at the park to see what would the community here benefit from. And we went on Friday to see it. So here we are at Bramham Park, hoping to get access. Hello there, can we come into the park, please?
What do you need to do?
I beg your pardon?
What are you coming in for?
We'd just like to come into the park, please. It's a nice day.
Why do you need to come in?
It's a nice day. It's a lovely afternoon. We thought we'd have a look around the park, please.
You can walk around the gardens. You can't just do private property at the park.
It's supposed to be for the community.
You to go around the gardens. Is that what you want to do?
Okay. How much do we have to pay?
It's £4 per person.
It's just so desperately unfair, and it's the audacity of greed is distressing. And that's how so many of us feel about this. In fact, every single person that I've spoken to, and we'll talk about hundreds, have exactly this sentiment regarding this issue.
I don't think I've ever seen Karina as
I
upset.
cried to one of the consultants. The moment that he showed any sort of sympathy about the fact that we've just bought this house, we've bought in, this is our savings, this is everything that we've worked for so far. You know, we've got a big mortgage, and we took that risk because we wanted to be here in the countryside. We love Bardsey. Jack's parents are down the road where we can have our family, and you know, we bought into this whole community, and it's absolutely heartbreaking to think that the reasons why we bought this house are just going to be taken away from us quite rapidly. Yeah, I was heartbroken. I cried at the consultation.
Yeah, devastated
Yeah.
at the prospect.